I welcome everyone. The analytical community is in touch with you, GURU.Markets. Thank you so much for helping our project. Links in the description of this video. Now we will analyze the current performance of the company Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, ticker, NMG. This review was created using current data as of June 11, 2024. By classification, GURU.Markets company Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, belongs to the subcategory coal miners. 15 companies take part in the assessment, and this is quite representative. We start with summary information about the company. Let's look at each indicator in more detail a little further. If necessary, you can pause it. You can look at each company indicator carefully. Access to the database with classification of company tickers is free and open. We kindly ask you to share the link to the video with your friends and acquaintances. Market capitalization of the company Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. is $0.24 billion. Market capitalization of the subcategory is $24 billion. Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, has a share of 0.993% and is one of the small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $0.04 billion. With a subcategory capitalization of $14 billion. Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, accounts for a share of 0.262%. By comparing the shares of market and book value, we can see the following. Share Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, in a subcategory when assessing market value is 0.993%. The balance sheet capitalization is 0.262%. This is 74% less than the share of market value. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance capitalization in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Overall company assessment Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, will be demonstrated at the very end of the review. Please look at the logic of the study to the end. The company's debt obligations amount to $0.026 billion. Financial liabilities to book value represent 65% of equity. Result on the company's debts, tolerable, 0 points. The balance of the company's stock price to profit corresponds to 0. The average for the subcategory is 7.7, which is much worse than the average for the subcategory. Assessment of the company's stock market value to its profit in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Very bad, -2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was -$47 million. Projected earnings for the coming 12 months are unknown. This is extremely bad for the company. An assessment of the estimated future profit indicator in comparison within the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The company's price to revenue balance corresponds to 0. The average for the subcategory is 1.1, which is worse than for the subcategory. Assessment of the company's market price to its revenue in comparison with the indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $0 million. Future revenue for the next 12 months is unknown. And this is bad for the company's prospects. An assessment of the estimated future sales indicator in comparison with the indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The margin is 0%, with an average for the subcategory of 14.3%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 14.3%. Profitability assessment in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 0.493%. This is 101% less than the share of market capitalization. This reflects the imbalance of the company's current exchange value Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc., probably towards revaluation. The amount of capital for each employee of the organization is equal to $1,926,000. Whereas for the subcategory it is $957,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 101.3%. Estimation of the company's market capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit per company employee is $0,000. Average for the subcategory, $123,800. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 100%. Estimation of profit per individual employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The share of sales for each employee of the company is $0,000. In the subcategory there are $867,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 100%. Estimation of revenue per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The volume of short transactions is 1.5%, with an average for the subcategory of 6.3%. This is an assessment of the possible risk of a short squeeze. Technical indicator RSI, 14, shows a level of 47% for the company Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. Whereas for the subcategory this level is 47%. On average, securities of the subcategory are quoted approximately the same as the company's shares Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. Comparing the price movement of a company's shares Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, and subcategory companies. We can see that over 12 months the stock Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, showed dynamics of minus 36.7%. 27% are against price changes in the subcategory. This clearly does not indicate anything, but this fact must be taken into account. Before announcing the final grade, we kindly ask. Leave an assessment of the company's shares Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. in the comments to this security assessment. Your responses in the comments greatly help spread the project GURU.Markets. Total result, minus 7.5 out of 10 points. Average result for the subcategory, minus 0.2 points. If you look broadly, within the stock market as a whole, you can see that the average score for the stock market as a whole is 0.4 points. Against the score of minus 7.5 points from Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG. Let's go to the order table, it is available to you. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains all decisions by the information system GURU.Markets. Access to the order table is free and open. Link in pinned comment. As a result of the valuation of the company's shares Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG. GURU.Markets. Open a deal for a reason Nouveau Monde Graphite, NMG, is the most overvalued company in the subcategory. Let us remind you that earlier April 22, 2024, an order was published, ticker ATLX. Reference rating system GURU.Markets, a decision has been made on this order. Close the deal. The final return was 11.7%. Thank you very much for watching this video and for using the information and reference system GURU.Markets. You all really are the coolest audience.